But I didn't come by myself. I come with a package.
And maybe he didn't sign for the package.
But he bought my drink, he was asking me questions, he held the door for me, he walked me home, like literally the bare minimum.
And then I said, you know, if you ever want to like hang out or do something on one of your days off, like here's my number.
I can't even get men to sign up to this cornhole league where I can guarantee tons of single women. Like they're just, it should not be this hard. And there's this white guy on here and he's running like a speed dating cornhole league, and watching his journey to discovering that speed dating and dating events in general are such an unbelievable waste of time is insane. It's like the count is silly pickles. And I don't know if the events that this guy is doing was always targeted towards dating or not. But now he's doing like speed dating. And I've been seeing his journey, right, over the last like few months. And his absolute frustration with the fact that no matter what he does, he can't seem to get any single men. Like when the journey started, he was like, yeah, I have this like singles cornhole league.
You know, the wild thing is she's laughing. Like she understands and she gets it. She knows guys don't go to the events. But let me let her continue.
Where, you know, I have all the women have signed up already. Can't really get enough men to sign up, you know. So if you know any men, you know, single men, tag them below. And there's all these women in the comments saying like, yeah, it's not gonna happen, dog. And he's just like, no. He's like, he started paying, like offering like a referral fee to like women who could get men to sign up. And when that didn't work, he like was pushing out like paid ads like crazy.
Wow.
Like he could not
He's
get
paying for men to
dudes
show up
to sign up for this. And it's crazy because now he's just like, I understand the frustration of women in like your late 20s and your 30s and why you have like such this frustration dating, because
all of this, he's blaming the men. He didn't take into account all of the nonsense going on. He must be a gay dude. Has to be. Because you should understand somewhat of what's going on. It's right in front of your face. Men shouldn't have to say anything. It's written all over your face. We don't have to say it. We shouldn't have to say nothing. You should see all over social media. You have social media. Oh, you think that's okay. You think what ladies are doing on social media is fine. It's not. Men have spoken.
he's like, I can't even get men to sign up to this cornhole league where I can guarantee tons of single women. Like they're just, it should not be this hard. And everybody keeps in the comments saying like, yeah, no, that's why we don't really do, a lot of women have kind of given up on singles events, because every singles event that I have been to, okay, is, I want to say 80% women. I think the only time they are successful with getting like the equal number is, I think, like we met in real life where they like cap it off at a very specific number, you know. But even when you do get like enough men, I want to say it's very nice. It's very like, it does not work for everybody. I would say it's like, as a tall black woman, when I go to dating events, I want to say there aren't that many tall guys there in general, right? And then, not that like I only date black men, but if I was somebody who exclusively decided I was only dating black men, I had a luck, because every black man I've ever encountered at a lot of these like big speed dating things, not like the smaller ones that are more intimate, like these big giant like dating events, they're not checking for black women, right? And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Like, your preference is your preference, that's your business, okay? I'm just saying. And then a lot of times what you run into is, because there are so many more women than men at these events, like, it puts men in a situation that they're like, they sometimes get really weird and kind of like inflated, like, oh man, I've got like my picking and choosing, and sometimes they don't always act very nice. It's like they, you give somebody a little ounce of power and they run with it. It's like that. And then on the other side, because there aren't that many men there, a lot of women there treat it like Hunger Games. It's like the pick me Hunger Games, and it is like, what the I feel like the last time I went to a singles event, and I talked about it on here, it was terrible. Like, girl threw it on like a Sunday afternoon during football season, and they were like, no, there was no dudes there, but I made a new friend.
Wow. But she said one thing at the end. She's tall though, but you have a ton of ladies who are 5'2". They're wanting a guy that's 6 feet. I understand if depending on how tall you are. If you're around 5'9", yes, you probably need a man at 6 foot. But all the shorties out there, stop it. This is why men aren't intending. And the wild thing she said, it's like a double title all in one. Because she said black guys are not checking for the black woman. And that's who she knows that's going to like her the most. That's who's going to be her husband, a black man. Black women go to these events looking for black men. And yeah, a black man showing up. Woof. The chance is very slim, very dire.
Out a boy. I never do this. My dad's been in the hospital, and he's had this really great nurse helping him all last week. Well, 3 of the days last week that he was in the hospital. One day he wasn't there. So he wasn't there this weekend. And then Monday, Dad got a brand new nurse. But this guy came in when I was there and helped Dad out. Not sure why, but I pressed the nurse's button because Dad needed help. And he came in, but he wasn't Dad's nurse. And then yesterday went there, and I didn't even press the nurse's button, but he came in just to say hi, asked me about my weekend, everything like that. Last week I told my girlfriends about it, and they were like, Emily, you should make like a gift basket for him to thank him. So I gave that to him on Monday. And then he asked if he could give me a hug after giving him the gift basket. So of course I said yes. And so yesterday when he came in, he was redoing one of my dad's IVs, and some like nurses came in too, and which was fine, but I think that they were like looking at me, like checking me out because I gave him a gift basket the day before. Anyways, okay. Today's the last day that my dad's gonna be on this floor. He's getting surgery tomorrow. So this nurse told me yesterday, this male nurse, that Dad is probably gonna go to the surgical floor after his surgery, so he's not gonna come back to his room and this floor. So that means today's the last day I'm gonna see him. And he already told me he wasn't gonna be there on Thursday. Today's Wednesday. So I wrote a card thanking him for everything and that he's such a great nurse. And I could tell what a great, heart and character he had. And then I said, if you ever want to like hang out or do something on one of your days off, like here's my number. My other friends think I should do it in person. I don't know, I'm gonna check the vibe. This is like so out of character for me. I'm fairly confident he's single because I asked him what he did this weekend and he was like, oh, I just hung out. I went to a friend's birthday party, but had to come home because I had to work on Monday. So, wish me luck. I'll report back. I also don't know how old he is. I think he's close to my age. Here we go.
I gotta give her a hand clap. Her age too, especially. The guy's interested in her. And she's doing the right thing. What I would suggest any lady to do. Ask him out. He's letting you know, hey, I like you and I want you. He's not even saying we can do it the easy way or the hard way. He's letting it be known, I want you, but he's probably shy, right? He probably did get the notification that woman are wilding. He's letting you know, and you paid attention to it, You realized it and you're gonna make your move. Congratulations to you. I hope you guys stay together for the long haul. See, I don't bash every situation. Because there's some people out there say, oh, all you do, red pill guys, everything is not red pill. A lot of guys have sense like me. It's about relationships. Doesn't matter if it's overseas. If a woman has sense like her and notices things, then yeah, she should make a move. Just like somebody else suggested to her. I suggest the same thing. Make your move. Go ahead and get your man. Don't wait around for him. Because he may not approach you.
Why you only bring 2 boxes? Thank you, but you see my son Chris right here? Like, what is your problem?
I didn't tell you I was gonna buy him something to eat.
I mean, I didn't come by myself. I come with a package.
And maybe he didn't sign for the package.
You can't make this up.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just don't want a package. You feel what I'm saying? And you have to respect that. Because right now what you're doing is not enough.
Like, that's my son, and aren't you hungry, baby? Yeah, see, like, that's so rude. Why would you do that?
You see, what you're doing right now is very manipulative. I want you to understand something. You putting a camera on your son and saying, aren't you hungry, baby? To try to get me to dig into my mind and play and work on my emotions. Like, ma'am, you made a mistake in your life by dating this man and having a baby with him. That's not my responsibility. Understand that.
I'm sorry, little man, but I told your mom. I told her that I wasn't signing up for all this. It was supposed
You
to be
gonna
me
tell
and
my
her that
son
day.
you not signing up for all this?
Where your
Man,
dad
see,
at?
that's why you...
Where your dad at, little man?
Don't ask him where his daddy at. Where's his food? Why
let me
couldn't
ask you.
It over right there. The video stopped. I'm sure it got out of hand and all out of sorts. Let me ask you what that was said would have been, why are you talking to me for? Go with someone else. Seriously. You trying to guilt trip me into doing things for you? No. For your son? I didn't know your son was going to be here. She just sprung him up. Didn't say I'm going to have my son with me. I bet you. Out of nowhere, son is there. Shiesty. Look, kid, you see that? I got the clip of him shaking his head. Dead wrong. The man said it. You playing on the man's emotions. Drop her to the curb. She's in the streets. Leave her where she belongs. To the streets.
Hours for a first date. I'm gonna say it again. I just drove 8 hours for a first date. That was supposed to happen at 8:30.
Yeah, I gotta stop right there. I don't want to hear anymore. My man, 8 hours for a first date? Why? How long have you been talking to this girl? I'm guessing you're talking to her on the internet. Have to be. You didn't meet her in person. You met her online, but what are you doing, bro? Desperation. Man, this man, I bet you she'll have a kid. He's buying the food. Guys, be careful out there. Because I know all kinds of men watch me. Even guys who do things like this. I say, don't do this. Don't drive 8 hours for a date. Doesn't make no sense. You're not going anywhere with her. Seriously. She's looking at it like, okay, the same thing with the last video I did. Let me see, this man is green. That's how they think. Let me see what else I can get out of him.
For 3.5 years. Let that sink in. And this man actually ruined my life. But let's talk
No, he
about
didn't.
it. Like, as women, we go through one life-changing event where one man traumatizes us. And they never really leave our brain. I thought this man was my soulmate. I thought we were going to have babies, get married, the whole American dream. We didn't. That didn't happen. We were together for just the hanky-panky, if you get my drift. He actively told me that he was not ready for a relationship. But did I listen? Absolutely. because I thought I was Bob the Builder over here and that I could fix it. Spoiler alert, no, I couldn't. This man had the emotional intelligence of a brick. No PDA, no commitment, no date nights, no flowers. Mr. Delusional over here somehow thought he still loves me because I'm blind. Meanwhile, he was out here texting other women, flirting with other women, going out with other women. But me, when I went out with my girls, dressed how I wanted to, did what I wanted to do, World War III started. I was 3 years deep into this relationship when one day I woke up with a sensation that controlled my whole body, and my radar went off and went, this man has cheated. So I ran my little mouth and went, sir, what have you done? And he came clean, like that. So I went, absolutely, this is where I draw the line, goodbye. No, he went, I'm so sorry, I love you so much, I'll do anything, I'll change. The boy fed me every line. And yes, I believed it. This whole time I was playing housewife, cooking, cleaning, doing the man's laundry. For what? For who? For why? To all my girlies out there, this is your sign, because if his actions don't match his words, he doesn't love you. You don't need a man to complete you. You just need to focus on you. The right love won't have you questioning your worth, and if you feel like you are, it's time to leave. And if you're in a situationship, you can't fix him, you can't save him, and it's not your job to do that. You deserve better.
I understand why things are the way they are now. Because to be honest, I didn't understand it fully at first. But when you have girls like this, there are guys good guys, trying to get with girls like this and being left on red because she's chasing Chad and Tyrone, right? She wants to fix up a man's life. She wants another project. I understand why men said, yeah, leave them to their projects. The men they want to fix up. Let me take a look at this. Because with this one here, I looked at the comments. Let me show you guys what I saw. 5 years me. A girl talking about she was going through this for 5 years. This shows, look at this. Another one, 6 years. A waste of time and mental manipulation and emotional abuse. Told me I was alone and he didn't care. Girl went from a narc to an avoidant. That was 2 traumatic men. I'm done. You see it? You see the numbers here. Look what it says. Sorry. Doesn't situationship, this is man, mean friends with benefits? Of course it does. Girl, same here. 2.5 years. Guys, understand. You're taking them out on dates and they have friends with benefits who's just clapping it, who's getting a round of applause every night, doing everything for him. They have to understand. Look at this. The internet is speaking to men. It's saying, don't go to dating events. Don't take women out on dates. You ladies don't understand what you're showing men. Truly get it. I got it a while ago, but still, the more and more I see it, it's like, man, 2030. And that's 5 years away. It's going to be a long, hard road for ladies, but it's hard now. And what do men have? What do men have? Men, there's still a few left behind. So men can scrape around and see if they can find that. But a man can easily go overseas. The date market is opened up and you ladies have a lot of competition. And some of you see it. Some of you see it and are getting pissed. But some of you don't see it. The ones that are still chasing these situationships don't see it. The good men are leaving. So when you say, where did all the good men go? Now you know.
On me for like a decade. I'm not kidding you. And then when he finally asked me out, I said no. I'm going to tell you why I said no, okay? So this guy, like, I've known him for a really long time, okay? So, like I said, a decade, right? So he's always been someone in my life, right? And it's like an open secret within like our community and the people who like we know that this dude likes me, Like everybody knows. People knew before I knew, in fact. I didn't believe it at first until my friends were like, are you blind? And then I was like, oh. Okay, so when the crush first happened, we were kids. So like, sure, whatever. Like we were kids, right? But then obviously it progressed on to when we were like teenagers and then young adults. So like, first time he asked me out, honestly, he didn't even ask me out. What happened was my sister and a friend tried to set us up together because they were like, yo, like, you guys like each other. I think he's cute. I did like him at a certain point. I thought he was cute. No problems admitting that, right? So my sister and my friend set up this whole thing, and then we just spoke about it, and then we talked, right? And at this point I was young. I think I was 20 or something like that, okay? And I remember during that conversation, I was like, so, like, let's discuss the elephant in the room, you know? And he was like, yeah. And then basically, I think I asked him, like, why are we not, like, why is nothing happening? I would never do this today, by the way, because why the ask a man why he hasn't asked me out? But I was young, right? So, and then I asked him, right? And he basically said, at the time, this wasn't alarming to me because, once again, young. He basically said that I'm, like, not sure how my family would react if I dated you. Oh! Completely forgot about that, and we went out that night on, like a random, like, we had dinner, and then he walked me to the train station, and then I got home, and then he texted me and asked, like, did you get home safe? And I was like, yeah. And that was it. Not a peep for the next, like, 4 or 5 years. Then, tell me why. Suddenly he was in my DMs, okay? Asking me on a date. And this time, I was older and wiser. Within those, like, couple of years where, like, nothing happened, I found out more stuff about this guy. There's so much more I want to tell you guys, but I won't for his privacy. But also, the main reason why I said no, right? 10 years. You had a decade, man. You had my phone number. He had my phone number. I don't know why he DM'd me. He had my phone number. He could have called. He could have called me, okay? And during those 10 years, he barely made an effort to actually get to know me as a person. And that's what I realized. I'm like, I don't think this guy really likes me. I think this guy just thinks I'm pretty. And this guy is hitting 30. He's hitting 30 soon. So, and I think he's realizing that he doesn't have a girlfriend or what.
I gotta stop it right there. This is a man. You see, he said he's a man of principles. I didn't think my family would like you. Also, he's very shy. Right? He's probably one of those Indian guys that doesn't talk to ladies. He's probably a virgin. Everything. She's experienced. But she's not thinking logically and thinking, oh, he probably hasn't had girlfriends. He's probably never asked a girl out before in his life. Could you imagine? But you wouldn't want him, right? Oh, he's not aggressive. He's not Chad. That man has no chance. It's a good thing you rejected him. Good for him. Maybe he can find a woman that can actually be his wife. Congratulations, brother, whoever you are.
How am I being perceived by men as I'm dating? Okay, so if a guy meets me and doesn't know anything about me, he doesn't know that I am not the girl who likes to jump right into a relationship. I like to take my time. I like to get to know somebody. Is he going to make assumptions about me because of my age? Right? Is my age now going to work against me in a way that I never really thought about when I was younger? And I'm only going to get older, hopefully. As I get older, if I'm still single, is it going to weigh more on dating? I was like, do I need to add something to my profile that's like, I'm, casually looking for something serious. I'm not trying to have a baby tomorrow. Right. And that's a whole other, mental load on a single woman who's dating.
Also, I think the silver lining is it opens up another category of men that we just perhaps didn't think about before. Mm-hmm. Like men who are maybe a few years older than us. Maybe they already have a child. So they are not as freaked out by like the consequences of like having a kid and like they're life changing.
Lady, you're old. When she said 33, I'm like, you're not in your 40s or approaching 40, but still, even 33, you're old. Man, you ladies, all of you do this. You wait until it's too late. You probably can have kids.
Date. If I have one more encounter with a man in his early 30s telling me that what he's looking for is a hustler, that he's looking for a queen to build an empire with, to be hustling for the next 5 years, I'm officially tapping out, because what y'all don't get is us girlies in our early 30s, we've been hustling. We fell victim to the girl boss, and we was girl bossing for the last decade. We went to school, we started our businesses, we bought houses, we've been doing this on our own. We've been on our independent woman. And you talking to me about hustling another 5 years? My mans, I'm trying to have some babies. And you want me out here working too and hustling? You got me.
She said the right thing, but you know, you got to understand, a man wants to build with a woman. A man wants that and more. He wants the kids and more. She wants to be on easy street, quit her job, right? Enjoy his fat paycheck. A man, he gets with a woman, he needs everything. He needs your everything, right? If you're going to be staying home, you have to be hustling for him. He may be like me. He may be a man that stays at home. What then? What if he's like me? You gotta ask yourself, if you're dating a guy like me, an entrepreneur, then what? What do? Just sit back and have kids? What about the ship? Oh, you're just gonna be my support. Okay, I'll go find someone else who be my support. Someone that doesn't mind doing the extras. Men are looking for it all. That's what these ladies don't understand. The same thing you said to yourselves with that feminism lie, which men have listened to and left you alone because of it. Now men have standards. We want that and the boss babe. We want it all.
Because I don't want to like overshare, but at the same time, the last videos that I posted about Toronto dating, a lot of girls told me they like really resonated with them and they've had similar experiences. So here's my Toronto dating update. On 2 dates. Literally when I came here, I thought that I was going to be going on dates like every week with like different guys and like finding my person. But honestly, it's been really disappointing. So go back and watch my other one where you'll see kind of like what happened. And then since then, I went on another date with one guy. I actually met him at a bar when I was here in like September, and we kept in touch since then. And then he asked me to go out for a drink one night. It was like a Saturday night, and had such a good time. I was so funny because I was like telling my friends, I was like, oh my God, he bought my drink. He was asking me questions. He held the door for me. He walked me home. Like literally the bare minimum. I liked him. I wanted to see him again. And he was messaging me every single day, like throughout the day, multiple messages, but he never asked me to hang out again. And eventually I had to just like stop responding to him because I was always wondering, like, when is he going to message me again? Is he going to ask me to hang out? Like, it was just too much, and it just took up too much of my brain space. I felt so distracted, and I'm just like, I need to cut this off. So thank God that I did that, because he still hasn't asked me to hang out. And even if he asked me, I'd say no at this point. And then there was another guy more recently. We were supposed to go on a first date, hadn't met him before. And like, we could just not align on a time. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I'll go out with him if it works out, but I'm not going to like bend over backwards and like change my schedule, because I've done that before where I deprioritize my friends when I had a boyfriend, and I'm not doing that this time. But in general, my kind of feeling of like dating right now is it just takes up so much of my energy, and I'm like, and for what? I'm like making myself anxious over like, what does this message mean? Oh, they looked at my story. Like, does that mean they want to hang out with me, but they're not asking me? I'm like, it just seems like every time there is even a guy in the picture, I like think about it way too much. And then when I'm focusing on myself and my friends, I just feel like I don't have a care in the world. I'm so happy, so carefree. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still like open to dating, but I don't really know if it's my priority right now. Anyway, let me know what struggles you girls are going through. I'm sure we're all going through the same thing, and stay tuned for more updates. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
1 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and I'm alone because my housemate is on a date. And I'm bored, so I'm gonna do my dating
like 101s. I don't really know what they're called. It's not non-negotiables because some of them are just my own like feelings on dating. I'm 31 years old. In Australia, the dating scene is horrific. It's awful. But I have been in long-term relationships, short-term relationships. So I don't know. I'm just gonna put in my 2 cents. Not that anyone cares. Number 1, which is kind of like controversial, but this is actually like I really feel strongly about this. I will never pay for a first date. I think men, like, they get so many free passes. Their life is so much easier than women's. God forbid you have to pay for one date. Anything after that, I'm happy to put in. I'll pay, we share, whatever. First date, they pay. Number 2, having sex with someone on a first date or on the night of the first date is okay. It shouldn't change their opinion on you. If it does, then they're not for you. Also, like, God forbid you really start to like someone, you go on like 4 or 5 dates, you're talking a lot, and then you find out they have a tiny pecker. Like, awful. How shit would that be? So no, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt later down the line. You may as well just like find it out earlier on. Number 3, I won't do a coffee date first off, or like a walking date. COVID ruined that. Also, like, I feel like I deserve to be taken out for a drink. I put a lot of effort into my appearance, and I don't know, it's just way nicer. I also like to take the edge off. Number 4, sorry, my washing machine is taking off into space. I never get nervous for a date because, like, I just feel like I'm always gonna have a good time with myself, unless they're like really awful and rude or disrespectful. It's like, just have fun with yourself. Just have a drink and like make a friend, or don't make a friend. Just have a good time. I think there's people that do, like, if you want to go to a new restaurant or bar or whatever, you can suggest that place so that at least you're getting something out of it, like trying the menu or whatever. Yeah, that was really boring chat, but
the demands that she's making and sounds just like a black woman. I mean, you see all across the board, they're all the same, whether white or black. Oh, have sex with him on a first date. I want to know if he has a small pecker. You can't take me on a coffee date. They're all saying the same thing, and they wonder why men have tapped out. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video. This is sad, man. So he's coming.